self-taught vet, I would imagine. It's 8:25. Joining us now is Lorrae Jaderberg, mother of four and former head teacher in Barnet, who's now an education consultant. Good morning, Lorrae.
Good morning.
Is university always the best choice, would you say?
No, I'm afraid it's not any longer. It used to be, but things are really changing. And as you could hear with those interviews, I think people are beginning to look at alternatives. And we can see that on the web as well. There are lots of alternatives springing up, and companies are responding to those choices now.
And why do you say it used to be and isn't now?
Well, I think it was a much clearer cut with parents' generation 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. It was seen as the holy grail to get a good education, and graduates could expect to earn 95% more by getting a degree. But things have changed, and we're seeing that, and it's very painful for our young people coming out of university today trying to get jobs.
We've had the point made this morning that, and this is certainly true in my own experience, although I ended up kind of using, well, obviously I speak English and I'm a journalist and whatever, but I found my 3 years at university fantastic because I basically was paid, I got a full grant, but I was paid to read books for 3 years.
Well, this is it. When you love something and you're passionate about it, university becomes a really good option, and I think that's key. You need to know what you're going into before you start. You need to know what sort of investment you're making, both in time and money, because there are alternatives out there now.
And do you also feel that perhaps sometimes at 18, because kids maybe don't know what they want to do and are kind of flanneling about and perhaps don't have the best careers advice, they choose something that they're interested in vaguely, or perhaps that they're good at, but then it's actually a fairly pointless degree in their future work?
I think this is incredibly important now, that young people research properly. If they don't know what they want to do, take some time out, go to work, get some work experience, and start thinking about what they want to do. Because if they're going to make that investment, it needs to be the right one, both in time and money for them.
My sister was in that kind of on the fringe of showbiz, then she had 3 daughters, and went back into Open University, is now qualified as a teacher. And we do get more and more people, I think, taking mature student degrees now.
Yes, I think this is a very good idea, and I would always say to people, if you don't know what you want to do, take some time out and wait, because being a mature student gives more motivation, and people are definitely more serious about what they're doing and understand more about what makes them tick, what they're passionate about. So I think that would be very good advice.
And is it worth sometimes just doing an apprenticeship in something, just so that you've got something that you can always fall back on, for example?
Definitely, absolutely. The apprenticeships are starting to emerge. Companies are offering 12, 18-month apprenticeships. Firms are offering schemes. I think this is an excellent way for young people to get going now. And they don't have the debt because they're paid at the same time. They actually have a salary too, as well as a qualification, something very useful that they can use afterwards.
Lorrae, thank you for joining us. Lorrae Jaderberg there, mother of 4 and a former head teacher in Barnet, now working as an education consultant. It's interesting you mentioned acquiring a skill that you can kind of live off, because Vanessa's told the story, and of course she went to uni and did very well and all that, but she tells the story about how her dad insisted, either summer holidays or something, that she learnt to do shorthand and typing because she'd always have that as a way of earning some dosh, as a temp or whatever.
And isn't it funny, because I did shorthand, you and I trained at a similar time when you had to have shorthand that was at least 100 words a minute. I managed 110 words, perfect. I'm just going to buff up my behaviour.
Did you, though, as I did, get a book from the library and teach yourself to touch type?
No, I didn't.
Two-finger typing, you were a temp?
No, but I can type very fast and accurately as well, with 3 fingers on either side. I suggest, and a thumb.
Let's have a type off one morning before the show.
Yeah, let's do that.
Because we have so much time before the show.
Yes, not. But no, and funnily enough, I still use my shorthand, particularly, for example, if I'm doing interviews with somebody and it's face-to-face, and the tape recorder is not really useful because it takes so much longer.
I find it really useful still. I don't use it often, but if I'm phoning to complain or to get information, I can write down verbatim or something and then quote it back at them. Both of us put together. Vanessa